Hey guys. So here we are back in the basics series where I'm just taking games I played with students where their job is to play basic, just nothing imaginative, and to see where they go on or off the path. So I'm white. I do 2 3 3s, perfectly reasonable. Reasonable. Also coming in somewhere into white's area is reasonable. White's about to make a double wing in the bottom left. Black could approach and stop that. Well, there's nothing wrong with this. There would be something wrong-ish with this move. There's enough black stones on top. We don't need more. I'm not positive it would be a point loss, but it's certainly lacking. Okay, so black, white. Black approaches here. Let's look at this. We could say that the bottom left is the biggest area because white's doing great things there. Or we could say, well, what's next is the left because we're still in the opening. Both seem reasonable. So it might be this way for black. And now black is sketching out perhaps more than white is. Or coming in, people tend to like this. Let's see how that would go. White, black, white, black, white, black. At which point I would probably play this way in order to make sure I'm connected to my stone. I mean, I guess I could let black separate me and just live separately, but I think I would probably, if I can find it, there it is. I'd probably connect because notice at this point, black has no base, white has no appreciable weaknesses. So I would probably play this way. Okay. Black comes this side. I can't say there's a problem with that. Now he plays this way. Sorry, this way. I finish. He finishes. So black took a big area. We're trying to see if this is a proper direction, right? Black plays in one of the big areas on the right. However, the ace stone, being low and settled, suggests that the right's not a great place to play. Let's just look at that a little bit. Let's say black played this way. Well, that ace stone, that R14, it doesn't need this. It's a waste of time. Well, what about here? Same distance, it's a waste. What about here? Little better. And here, okay, still better. I'm not ready to say this is game losing, but the right, doesn't the bottom left or top seem bigger? Okay, so 2 options. One option is to just play on the bottom instead of the right. And if you're going to do that, you may as well come in to this area. And if you don't like it high, go ahead and play How can we play low here? I guess this way. So that's one option, is to not play on the right. Other option is, let's look at some Joseki to analyze this. Okay, this is one of the new AI Josekis, not so new anymore. And black plays away. We all know this. The premise is that black can run to the side, or the center. 3 comfortable directions for health. So black's healthy. Whatever white does, black just does one of the others and is very comfortable. Okay. What about walking away from this? Looks more like it's got 2 options. Option 1, option 2. Where's the third one? Well, we can kind of, there is a third one, sort of. So let's have black attack, and we can run out this way with a forcing move. Black plays here and cuts. We're very out, very comfortable. So AI is showing us a lot of ways we can ignore where we didn't used to think that was reasonable. And one of these is here. White's thick to the center and thick to the right, making it very hard for black to attack. So if white plays away, we're only looking at the bottom left, and black attacks, white can certainly run out casually and maybe ignore again. What if we ignore again? And he says, no, you're not getting to the side. Well, I'm still getting out. Well, I'm going to surround you. Well, I can still get out. I can get under. And that's ignoring twice. So we're kind of learning what we can play away from. Okay, so let's apply this to our game. Okay, black, white. Now we're about to add another stone on the right. Doesn't seem very necessary. If we were to play away, let's put it here again, and have white attack. If we do it on the 4th line, it's kind of easy for black to sneak under if he wants, and out, under or out. And we just get out. There's no serious attack. That being the case, I would think we could play away here. Now, he is supposed to play basic in this game. And he did. We could say it's basic, or we could say it's Joseki. And seeing Joseki clearly is actually more basic than just blindly following it. So whether it's basic or not, I don't know. But here we are, just talking about it. He plays on top. I think one more move on the bottom and it's all whites. I think now's the last time to come in. I'm not sure about that. Still, this is an awfully big opening move. Okay. Then black comes in. Good. Let's talk about how one comes in. Our coffee's particularly good this morning. Let's talk about the 2-item list for invasions. All these little rules and lists are all things I've made over the years. So 2-item list. Item 1, if you can plop down a gote move and you're safe, just plop it down. We're done. You are now safe inside his area. So let's see if we can do that. Boom, white says, let's start with, you're not coming this way. Then I'll come this way. Nope, you can't go this way. Well, I'm going to go this way anyway. I told you, you're not, I'm going to kill you. Okay. This looks a little difficult for black. Still not quite out. Yeah, looks hard. There's other options, but there aren't an awful lot of white stones around. So you'd have to decide, do I think I'm safe? If white plays here, black might try this with a follow-up on the side, or he might try just jumping out quickly with options all over. So if you think you're safe, plop it down, you're safe. If not, we go to item 2, play a free move, which means you get 2 in a row. So free moves, we'll mark them all in a moment. Let's just start by defining it. We'll use his move. A forcing move, we're saying it's just a free move, because with a forcing move, white's not about to play this sort of move because there's just too much trouble. Forcing move means, yeah, of course we're going to be responding somehow. And then black gets a second move. So item 1, does the gote just work? And you have to decide if it does or not. If not, then go to step 2, play a free move. And let's just put it here. Now back to step 1, start over. Can you place a gote move down and be safe? If yes, do it. You're safe. If not, play another forcing move. And so you go through this, and sometimes you get 3, 4, 5 forcing moves in, and finally you find a comfortable path. Now we're not quite done with this. Let's look at the forcing moves in that bottom area. Let me just mark some. Okay. Our invasion that we're looking at is in area 1. That there's kind of a bottom square there. D is not part of that square, so it doesn't count. Let's get rid of D. G, not part of it. F, not part of it. K, no. I could be seen as on the right side. E is on the right side. H can go right or center. I would get rid of H, but let's leave it there for now. A really feels area 1, I can't draw a straight line, but looks like that line, and A's on the outside of the line. So I would say that A doesn't count. J, too much on the outside. See how we're whittling them down to forcing moves in the area. So these would be the ones you consider. M and L, I'm just thinking if I don't see a place in area 1, then I might go switch areas and do the center area instead. But that's not what we're looking at. Okay. Next, which of the options seems like there's the most room for us? Well, C, that's a lot of room. E, lots of room. A lot of room with I, right? We're getting a lot of forcing moves in here. That's a lot of forcing moves. So you pick one that you think is big. He picked this one. Seems reasonable. Threatening to live in the corner or the side. Nice free move. But now he went this way, which is not a forcing move. Let's do the same sort of thing in the upper right. Contact. Opponent comes up. Come under. Exact same thing as the bottom left. But in this case, White's threatening a large corner that's easy to live in, while Black is threatening a small corner that barely one eye. So the bottom left, too small of a corner. So that's not a valid direction. White can just say, I don't care about that corner. So next, here, suggesting bottom area, center area, or escape to the right. That's a lot of options. He says, you're not going anywhere. We ask, is my gote move safe? Well, White, Black, oh, getting close. You'd have to make a discernment. Is this good enough? If yes, do it. If not, play another forcing move, which would be A or B. And A, there's a lot of room on the edge of the board. Let's go there. What's White do? Let me get on the right button here. Fix. That's a little too easy. Here, that's awfully weak for White. Atari's everywhere. That doesn't seem reasonable. So it looks like Black's accomplishing it. I don't see a next move for White. Anyway, that's the pattern for invasions. Now, this is a bit misleading because usually, let's say 80% of the time, we want to reduce rather than invade. It's one of my main weaknesses is I always want to invade when it's bigger to reduce. I've told a story where I was playing Mr. Yang, professional 7-dan, and he had a big moyo, and I came in and I lived in Ko. I was extremely proud of myself. And after the game, he says, "Why'd you do that? It was so small. Invasion, the reduction's bigger." And someone else was watching, another professional was watching, and said, the idea of living in there would never have crossed my mind. It's just, wow, that's quite a statement. So that's a weakness of mine. But still, if you want to invade, that's a good pattern to follow. So he's trying to get out. Notice he's playing pretty heavy here. Heavy means this is a group that has very few options. Should be playing more lightly. Oh, but that's cut. That's fine that that's cut. I mean, first, you're alive now. Poof, you're alive. There's no unpoof. And from here, it just starts creating a very heavy group that I start chasing. Okay, we'll call it quits there. Okay, hope it was helpful. Catch y'all later.